What's up, everybody? I stopped back. Doing something different today. We're talking about the season three finale of Westworld. Aired last night, and it was pretty good. I was new to Westworld. I hadn't watched the first two seasons when they aired. I kind of caught up with everything else going on right now. It was time to catch up on shows you probably had on your list. This was a show that had been on my list to watch. I heard good things about it. Initially, I wasn't too keen on it because I had seen the Westworld, the movie that it's based on when I was like a teenager, and being a sci-fi fan just didn't really like connect with me really that much. So it was something I wanted to see, but not really big on, like high on the list. And I really hadn't been sleeping on this show. Like I wish I had watched it like from the beginning. I wish I was kind of like with everybody else. I kind of like watching shows like that. Even though it's cool to see things, binge watch stuff, I still like that weekly anticipation. I wonder what's going to happen next. I like to let it build. So yeah, it was definitely worth checking out. Um, was one of those shows that, the suspense and the twists and turns, there are times when you're like, oh, they just did a twist just to be doing a twist. But then other times when you're like, okay, yeah, I really feel what's going on. I really see where they're going, and you really like that. And you know, coming into this season, it was way different than the first two seasons. First two seasons of Westworld, or in Westworld, like you're on in the park, and this one is like in the real world, so to speak, and to see Dolores and Maeve and these other characters in the real world and interacting with real people, not in the park, but like in the world, was going to be interesting. Was excited to see Aaron Paul, really liked him in Breaking Bad and some other stuff I've seen him in, so we're excited about that casting, and just was looking forward to seeing what they do. The season has been really good. Like I said, I enjoyed it way more than I enjoyed those movies. The movie, and it's was really solid. I like the twists and turns, and I like how they built on Dolores' character and like what her motives were, and they really did a good job of, to me, help you connect with her. Not so much Caleb, like his character. I don't know what. I can't really put my finger on it. But yeah, he's something I didn't really care for too much. I like the expanded with Maeve, and then the little bit of stuff with Bernard slash Arnold was cool. But yeah, but overall the season was good. We're not really kind of some spoilers. I didn't want to talk about spoilers too much, but yeah, I kind of got a couple of things I want to say and get off my chest. And I probably do this more often with especially shows that I like a lot. Maybe some movies, but definitely on shows that I like a lot. We're gonna get more into this, to not so much spoilers, but we're gonna talk about the show, especially after it's aired, and get a feel for like what I was thinking when I was watching it. Like I just said, Caleb's character, while I understood, especially by the end, why she picked him and why she gave him that choice and why she picked him to give him that choice. His character was weak. I really didn't care for him. I didn't understand, even though like they show her motives at the end. I really still didn't understand why she picked him. He his character stood around a lot, and to be somebody who had been in these situations, and then the reason why we're thinking that maybe she picked him, and he said it himself, is because he's a killer. For that to be the reason, and then he comes off as such a weak character and so indecisive and so ill prepared, ill prepared for these things, was a great disappointment. Like the scene, like there's so many scenes I could talk about, but like the scene when she's trying to get him the insight, like he seems incompetent to the point of, this is a dude who's in the military. Like, how does he not carry himself in a better manner? Like, I don't understand. In the scene where Maeve saves his life, He's standing there the whole time. Like the dude should have killed him. Number one, when he told the Chirac told him to kill him, but he just stood there. Like, come on, what was going on? I gotta understand that. And for him to survive and to be into the next season, it's a little bit disappointing. I don't know where they're gonna go with it. I don't know what's gonna happen, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of Caleb. Um, I'm just not, and I don't know what could make me a bigger fan of his. Better writing, his character should show a little something, a little toughness, a little something. Like I was disappointed by that, and the same with Sirach a little bit. Like to find out that Rehoboam was telling him almost word for word what to say, and to show that he really, really bought in to what was going on, and having Rehoboam control everything was again a little disappointing. Like for him to be the big bad for most of the season, and for him to be the character that you're like, oh, like it was just disappointing that he just went out with such a whimper. Like he just like just laying on the ground and whimpering and crying and all that other stuff. That was like super disappointing for me. Uh, so like those two characters, the two biggest characters they added in season three were super disappointing. I was like not those characters. The execution, especially getting to the end, were just not good. But that's really the only negatives I have. Dolores, like her arc was phenomenal. Like the show, her real motivations at the end, and it wasn't just taking out mankind. It was really trying to save mankind, to give mankind a choice again. Was phenomenal. Like I thought that was great. Just how they her story, how they twisted it at the end, and then kind of did the same thing with Maeve and brought Maeve into it. Like Maeve was as shocked as we were that that was Dolores's motivation. Bravo! Like that was really good. And I was really happy with that part, and I was really happy. Maeve's character overall, like her motivations has been clear uh, from the first time she like seen it. I guess is the best word I could use. When she's realizes what's going on with her, you understand her motivations probably better than anybody else's. Her motivations are clear cut, and they stay consistent. And for her to see somebody who she didn't understand their motivation, she didn't understand where she was coming from, and then for her to really do a good job of like not do a good job, but like feel that was really good. I think Maeve was us last night. Like she was us, and she found out what Dolores' motivations were, and the twist for Charlotte to see like her motivations, how she almost took on the motivations of of Charlotte, and how she's no longer Dolores. She is a new character. She's a not the old Charlotte who died in the park. She's not a Dolores clone or whatever. She is her own character. She's her own host, and she has the motivations that we thought were Dolores' motivations, but they're totally not. They're the exact opposite. Like she is going to bring back the host. She's going to really punish mankind, and that I'm interested in season four, like how they're going to do, like how they're going to expand on that, and making the Man in Black a host now. He's killed his real self. He is a host. Like that part, like that whole thing after the credit scene was phenomenal, and even the scenes where like Charlotte immobilizes Dolores so that Maeve can get her, and then how she hires the people to kill Dolores and Caleb. Like you see how her family dying broke that Dolores and made her looks to be the big bad in season four, and I'm looking forward to that. So those things are like great. Like I just love the pacing and how the show is shot, and everything else. It's just like I said, those two characters, the Caleb character and Shark character were disappointing. And then you have Bernard. And they didn't really. He wasn't. He was there this season, but it's more of to remind you that Bernard is still part of the story. That he's not dead. That he's still part of the story. Like, he didn't really play the big role coming in that I thought he would. Uh, but his character was just there, and then get the reveal after the credits that he goes Sublime. He comes back after who knows how long he's covered in dust, and that's going to be something interesting to see in the future. What happened to Sublime? What's going on there? And what he's learned? Is that him? Like, there's so many questions, and like really looking forward to that. And yeah, the show really paid off for 8 episodes. It was two episodes shorter than the last season, but it really does a good job. Has me anticipating what's going to happen in season 4 and probably through season 6 because they have a deal with HBO. The creators and the writers are going to be doing 6 seasons of the show, so it's going to be interesting to see how they flesh it out. What happens in the next 3 seasons? I was really after season 2 thinking, well, what can they do? And then I heard that they had extended season. They had to renew for season 4, and they're like, all right, like how can you really keep people interested for another season the way you're telling the story? And in the last 2 episodes, they really did a good job of setting up the future and having things ready for a season 4, a season 5, and a season 6. Now, who knows when we're going to get these seasons, especially everything going on. Who knows when they're going to be able to plan, and they probably already start writing season 4. But who knows when they're going to be able to start filming and doing everything else. Because the last season 2 to this season was 2 years. So we're expecting another 2 years at least. So that'll be 2022. And we're expecting longer. Like, who knows? But it probably will be 2022. Expensive as the show is, it's probably difficult as it's make. It's probably going to be a while. So definitely worth watching again. I've already watched the season finale twice. I'll probably watch through the season again and watch the other 2 seasons again just to see all the little details. That's one of the good things about these kind of shows. There's always little details and stuff going on. So those are my thoughts on the season finale of season 3 of Westworld. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. And until the next time, peace.